Welcome to Audiobook Summary Channel, your guide to unlocking the wisdom within the world's most transformative books. Today, we're stepping into a space that many of us fear, avoid, or simply misunderstand, the landscape of grief. We're diving into Megan Devine's profoundly compassionate and fiercely honest book, It's Okay That You're Not Okay, Meeting Grief and Loss in a Culture That Doesn't Understand. If you've ever experienced a loss that shattered your world, felt isolated in your pain, or found yourself on the receiving end of well-meaning but hurtful advice, this book is a vital lifeline. It's a powerful affirmation that your grief is not a problem to be fixed, but a natural, painful, and necessary part of love. Megan Devine is a psychotherapist who, after the sudden death of her partner, experienced grief not just as a professional, but as a deeply wounded human being. She quickly discovered that the traditional models of grief, often focused on getting over it, moving on, or finding a silver lining, were not only unhelpful but actively harmful. Her personal experience, combined with her professional expertise, fueled the creation of this book, which stands as a powerful counternarrative to a culture that largely misunderstands and often minimizes the reality of profound loss. Devine begins by asserting a radical truth. Grief is not a problem to be solved. It's not an illness to be cured, a stage to be completed, or a journey with a neat endpoint. Instead, she defines grief as a natural, instinctive, and unavoidable response to loss. It is, in essence, the emotional, physical, and spiritual expression of love in the absence of the loved one. When someone tells you to move on, they're essentially asking you to stop loving. She argues that our culture is deeply grief illiterate. We are uncomfortable with pain, vulnerability, and anything that reminds us of our own mortality. As a result, we push grieving people to feel better quickly, to put on a brave face, and to return to normal. This pressure creates immense additional suffering for the bereaved, who often feel that their authentic experience of pain is unacceptable or a sign of weakness. This invalidation leads to isolation and shame, making grief an even heavier burden to carry. Devine emphasizes that the popular notion of grief stages, like Kubler-Ross's 5 stages, is often misunderstood. While these stages can describe some emotional experiences, they are not a linear path to be completed. Grief is messy, unpredictable, and cyclical. There's no timeline, no right or wrong way to grieve, and no finish line. The goal isn't to get over loss, but to learn how to live with it. One of Devine's most critical distinctions is between pain and suffering. Pain is the natural, inevitable experience of grief itself, the heartbreak, the yearning, the physical ache of loss. This pain cannot be avoided. It is the price of love. Suffering is the additional burden that comes from resisting the pain, from feeling isolated, from being misunderstood, or from being told that your grief is wrong or too much. Much of this additional suffering, Devine argues, comes from the culture's well-meaning but ultimately harmful attempts to fix, explain, or cheer up grieving people. She identifies common phrases that, despite good intentions, inflict more pain. They're in a better place. Everything happens for a reason. You need to move on. Be strong. At least. For example, at least you have other children. At least they didn't suffer. These phrases, she explains, inadvertently minimize the griever's experience, invalidate their feelings, and often imply that their pain is somehow incorrect or that they should feel grateful for some imagined upside. Devine insists that there is no upside to true loss. Acknowledging this raw truth is essential for authentic grief. She also challenges the pervasive cultural demand for silver linings. While eventually, some people may find new perspectives or meaning after loss, demanding it in the midst of grief is cruel. It forces the bereaved to deny their pain and can feel like a moral imperative to deny the devastation of their loss. Devine makes it clear, it's okay for things to simply suck. It's okay for loss to just be awful without needing to find a positive spin. So, if we can't fix grief, what can we do? Devine offers powerful insights for both the bereaved and those who wish to support them. For the grieving person, the central message is one of radical self-compassion and permission to feel. Allow your pain. The primary task is to allow the pain to exist. Don't fight it, numb it, or judge it. Create space for your feelings, whatever they are. This doesn't mean wallowing. It means acknowledging what is true for you. Meet your grief. Actively engage with your grief, not as an enemy, but as a part of yourself that needs attention. This might involve crying, raging, writing, talking, or simply sitting with the discomfort. You are not broken. Devine constantly reiterates that grief does not mean you are damaged or incomplete. You are simply living through an experience that no human being can escape. Your response to loss is normal, even when it feels overwhelming. Your grief is unique. No two grief experiences are alike. Release the expectation that you should grieve a certain way or for a certain amount of time. Your grief is yours alone, shaped by your unique relationship with the person or situation you lost. The world is changed, not you. Your world has changed forever, but you are not inherently flawed. You are simply adapting to an unimaginable new reality. For those supporting the bereaved, Devine offers a shift from fixing to bearing witness. Listen, don't advise. The most powerful thing you can do is simply listen without judgment, advice, or attempts to cheer up. Allow the griever to share their pain, stories, and feelings without interruption. Acknowledge and validate. Simple phrases like, "I'm so sorry," "This sounds incredibly painful," or "I hear how hard this is for you," are far more powerful than any attempt to find a silver lining. Validate their reality, even if you don't fully understand it. Say, "I don't know. It's okay not to have the answers." Often, the most authentic response is, "I don't know what to say, but I'm here." Offer practical support, specifics, not anything. Instead of, "Let me know if you need anything," offer specific help. "I'm bringing dinner over on Tuesday. Can I pick up your kids from school?" This takes the burden off the griever to ask for help. Show up, and keep showing up. Grief is long. Initial support is vital, but sustained presence matters even more. Continue to check in, acknowledge anniversaries, and remember their loss long after others have moved on. Manage your own discomfort. Recognize that your discomfort with another's pain is your own issue. Don't let it prevent you from being present. It's not about you, it's about them. Devine also delves into the concept of reconciling with loss rather than recovering from it. You don't recover from a loved one's death like you recover from an illness. Instead, you learn to integrate the loss into your life, finding a way to carry your grief alongside your joy, your sadness alongside your moments of peace. This integration means creating a new normal, where the person who died remains a part of you, but in a different form. She introduces the powerful metaphor of grief as a backpack. You don't get rid of the backpack, but over time, you learn how to carry it more effectively. You learn to balance its weight, to walk with it, and to recognize that it's a part of your journey, not an impediment to living. This reframes grief from something that holds you back to something you learn to carry with strength and resilience. The book also touches on the physicality of grief. Grief isn't just emotional, it manifests in the body with fatigue, pain, brain fog, and a host of other physical symptoms. Devine validates these experiences, urging grievers to listen to their bodies and be patient with the physical toll of loss. Ultimately, "It's okay that you're not okay" is a profound act of radical permission. It gives grieving people permission to feel exactly what they feel. Grieve on their own timeline. Say no to expectations. Embrace the messiness of their pain. Live an authentic life that integrates their loss, rather than trying to erase it. And it gives those who want to help permission to stop trying to fix it and simply be present with love and compassion. In conclusion, Megan Devine's "It's Okay That You're Not Okay" is an indispensable guide for navigating the treacherous terrain of grief and loss in a culture that often fails to understand. It boldly dismantles unhelpful myths, validates the raw, messy reality of heartbreak, and offers profound wisdom for both the bereaved and their support networks. By teaching us to differentiate between pain and suffering, to bear witness instead of fix, and to embrace the truth that grief is a natural, lifelong companion to love, Devine empowers us to meet loss with honesty, compassion, and authentic presence. This book is a beacon of hope for anyone whose world has been shattered, reminding us that we are not broken, we are simply experiencing what it means to be human and to love deeply. It's a powerful call to create a more grief-literate, compassionate world, one honest conversation at a time. Thank you for joining us on this deeply meaningful journey through Megan Devine's It's Okay That You're Not Okay. If this summary has resonated with your experience of loss or your desire to support others, we highly recommend diving into the full book for its invaluable insights. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more summaries designed to foster understanding, empathy, and personal growth. Until next time, allow yourself to be exactly where you are.